Get them.
I won't. Hi everybody, I'm Ted Mehl, and I'm so happy to be here and to have this opportunity to share with you a little bit about what LIMU has done for me personally. I have known Betsy and her mom and Mel for over 20 years, and it's been fun to know them and work with them at New Life and hike and just have a real love for this area. And so one of the things is I've watched Betsy kind of over the last year and just kind of stalked her a little bit on Facebook and watched her journey with LIMU. So her journey is kind of connected to mine in the sense of health. About, oh gosh, I'm 45, so 35 years ago, I started having problems with my kidney when I was around 10 years old. And I've had problems since then. And it is a kidney disease that has inflammation, and it's been quite a journey. And if you have ever been sick for an extended period of time, you know that it's hard. You get tired. You get sick of being tired, and you get tired of being sick. And you just want to be well, and you do whatever it takes to be well. And sometimes you don't even know you're really that sick until you become well.
Yes.
And so that has been my journey with kidney disease. About 16 years ago, I went into the hospital with strep throat, and I thought, okay, I'm just getting, because none of the doctors were open, and they said, you're not leaving. You're going on dialysis tonight. And because my kidneys failed. And I started dialysis, and honestly, I didn't realize how sick I was prior to that, because when I went on dialysis, it helped me get better. But if you know anything about dialysis, it is very, very difficult on the body. Basically, it's a part-time job that you don't get paid for. You go in, they put huge needles in your arms, and they take all the blood out and put all the blood back in, and they do that over a period of about 4 hours. And it does get the toxins out, but it's very draining and it's tiring, and you feel better the next day for a little bit, and then you go and do it again, and it's a cycle that you go through of feeling terrible and being toxic, getting cleaned out, and then feeling terrible and being toxic. And I did that for about 4.5 years. And really was starting to lose a little bit of hope. In fact, I was so sick that there were a couple times I really thought I was going to pass on. And others thought I was. I had prayer, and people came and prayed for me because I was so sick. And it was very challenging. I worked full-time still because I wanted to provide for my family. And then 12 years ago, actually almost to the day, so July 30th, I got a life-saving transplant. And it was a cadaver transplant, meaning that it wasn't someone that was in my family or that I knew. It was just a person that had passed. And I'm so thankful for that, because it literally changed my life. I went from being extremely sick, and prior to going on dialysis, I was very active. I loved hiking, I loved running and being active, and on dialysis I couldn't do any of those things. And so when I got the transplant, it radically changed my life, and I was able to do the things I loved again. But I always knew that that there'd come another point, maybe, that I may lose that one and have to get dialysis again, or have another transplant. And so about 4 months ago, the thing with cadaveric transplants also is that the life of a cadaveric kidney is generally about 7 years. That's the life expectancy. And then most people reject it and they have to go back on dialysis. Well, I'm at 12. And I'm believing that just as the Israelites' shoes and clothes didn't wear out for 40 years, this kidney was going to last. Yes. And I had faith for that. But 4 months ago, I went to the doctor for routine blood work, and he said, Ted, things aren't looking good. He let me know that the levels were showing that this kidney was failing. And that likely, if it continued to go that path, I would have to go back on dialysis. And that wasn't something that I was prepared for. And I didn't want to do that. I just determined that I wasn't going to. And so I had been watching Betsy's story online about how it helped her health, and then watched her help her family financially. And so I gave Betsy a call and I said, what's up with this LIMU, I didn't even know how to say it. I'm like, well, what is this stuff? And she graciously talked to me for a little bit and said, well, what do you think I should do? And she goes, I think you should get on the product and see if it helps. And so 2.5 months ago, I started taking it. And one of the things that I am very much a realist, and I want to make sure that it's real, and I'm a skeptic. I've done every MLM that you can think of, network marketing out there, and none of them worked for me. So I know the benefits of them, but they'd never worked for me, and so I was skeptical of a, quote, miracle product. But I really didn't have anything to lose either. And so I got blood work done prior to going on it because I wanted to see, is this going to really change my life? Is it going to help my health? And if it doesn't, then I really haven't lost anything except maybe some time and you know, all the benefits outside of it were just, you know, in helping your body regenerate. I wasn't going to lose anything. And so I did it, and I went on it, and then I went back to the doctor, and the first thing he said to me was that I'm an anomaly. I'm like, well, what do you mean? He goes, well, you know, kidneys don't get better that are starting to fail. He goes, one of the levels that they measure is kidney function, and it's called the creatinine level. And my creatinine level was at 4.5, and he said if you get to 5, you're going on dialysis. And 4.5, I had about 3 to 5% kidney function. And so he said, your creatinine level is at 3.3. Now I'm here to tell you that I can't say that it's cured or helped or done anything like that because of the FDA. But what I can tell you is that I had blood work, I was at 4.5, I started taking LIMU, and now it's at 3.3. And you can decide for yourself. I believe that God is redeeming my life through this product, and it is going to go down to normal as I continue to take it. I'm on the product about 2.5 months now. And so one of the things that I did is the recommended dose or usage is about 4 ounces a day of the original. And I decided that I was going to double that. And so I did about 6 to 8 ounces a day. Now I also have to tell you, I love energy drinks, but I hate what they do to me. Red Bulls and Monsters and those, because of the sugar, you get a high and then you crash. And I didn't like that. But with LIMU, their energy drinks are all natural and has natural caffeine, and I started doing that and I love it. It helps me. So my regimen is 8 ounces a day and then a can of Blue Frog 2 in the afternoon to help me get through work and stay awake. And I'm now starting my 7-year-old son on it. He has some dyslexia and possibly ADHD, and so far it's helping him to just be a lot calmer. And so it's been interesting to see that kind of happen over the last couple days, even just in 2 days, watching him with me taking the Blue Frog. He is leveled out. He's not hyper, and so it's amazing. And so I'm so thankful for what LIMU is doing in my life. I'm excited about how it's helping my health and how I'm able to share my experience with others and see them and see their lives transformed as well. Because I think that's what God really wants to do in our lives. He wants to transform our health, and He wants to transform our finances, and He wants to help us be a blessing to others. And we can't do that if we're really sick and if we don't have any money. And so for me, it is changing my life, and I can't wait to move on and be a greater blessing for others. So thanks so much. It's a blessing. And now I'd like to introduce Mighty Mark. He is 2K. He did that in his first weeks of the business, and he's headed to Oral Roberts University, and he has an awesome testimony to share with you too.
Yep.
Hey, bro.
Oh, that's a hard act to follow. Well, hi everyone. My name is Mark Waters, and I'm going to college in about a week. But let's backtrack. About a week ago, I sprained my ankle really bad, and this is my LIMU testimony, by the way. I took the LIMU, just the original, every day, and about probably like a 7 milliliter, 7-ounce cup thing, and I took that every day, and I think about 2 times a day. And after about a week, and I could tell that my ankle was the swelling was going down, and I could tell it was getting stronger. And after about a week, I went outside, and I was able to like grab rim on a 10-foot basketball, and I was almost able to dunk after that. And that just shows that LIMU is this fucoidin, and it helps the swelling, helps the anti-inflammatory, it helps anything anti-inflammatory, which is the cause for a lot of diseases. So therefore, it helped my ankle, and I'm just really proud of that. And I'm very excited for that. But now I'm going to introduce you very quickly to my dad, who's also 2K. And yeah, that's my testimony. I'm LIMU.